anyway, just because, he's been here from day one. So we'll let him join.
Yep. Yep. Dude knows what he was getting into. You gotta respect that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he's still willing to do it. So props to N3w00 for sure.
Yep.
Everyone else who doesn't have a round right now gets to just watch the cast, enjoy the cast. You guys will get a matchup here in just a few. There's only 5 matches for round 1. So, do you want to take the Protoss or Meneliki?
I'll take Protoss. So in the bottom right, as the bright pink Protoss, we have N3w00.
Yeah, our gold little buddy helping us out here. And in the top left-hand corner, our yellow Zerg player, the platinum friend from the crew as well. It's Meneliki. It's a hard name to
So
say.
these players have met before, actually. I feel this is cool. We get to have our own little, but these players have met before, and when they did, Meneliki won 2-0. So I have to see if N3w00 is able to get revenge here.
Yeah, we were trying to get a little bit of practice casting games, so we were trying to convince any friends that we had that were willing to scrimmage off against each other play. So we definitely had these guys going at it before, so it's pretty cool that we got to see him do it again.
Yep. So it looks like N3w00 dropping down his gateway and getting his first gas. Not really laying the pylon out too aggressively there, so looks like he's just going to kind of do a standard opener and be safe in his base. Meanwhile, Meneliki grabbing that hatch gas, and I'm sure he's going to be bringing down his pool here soon.
Yeah, critters are already going on about damn Colossi in chat.
What would any of our cast be without Critter just talking about Colossi?
Okay, that's a good point. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised by that fact. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. I was wondering if N3w00 was going to do something crazy, but he told me he was going to cannon rush in every single game. I'm glad to see he was just messing around. So he's going to take these serious, and I think that's cool because he's turning into quite the player.
Yep, I agree. He's gotten really strong. Recently made the switch to Protoss, but he seems to be getting a good handle on his adept pushes. We'll have to see if he wants to go with one of those. Meanwhile, for now, he just drops his Nexus off one gate. He's probably going to want to get his Cyber Core down now that his gateway is finished up. We'll have to see when he drops it.
Yeah, for sure. Just controlling for Duke in chat. Thank you, sir. It's going to be one of those days. I could tell already. Man.
Absolutely. I just saw it come up, and I think so. Hey.
Pretty disappointed that Meneliki didn't take gold, but now I see why. N3w00's being shady already. I love it.
Yep, little pylon there. Block the third. Protoss, that's always really annoying when they do that, so I know how that feels as a Zerg.
Oh shit, Dutchy's got fans in chat as well. I think Dutchy got to buy this round. The damn bracket changed so many times I couldn't even keep my eye on it, but I'm pretty sure Dutchy has the buy this round.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of Lings out in production for Meneliki. All right, we'll see if he starts a bunch of early aggression.
Yep, so speed about halfway done. He's got, some good Lings to hold off any sort of pressure that may come in. And he's also got those which are good for scouting intel. So we'll have to see if he marches them across the map and if he gets an eye on what his Protoss opponent is doing.
Yeah, for sure. Meneliki coming across the map now. I thought he was going to send a couple to gold, maybe to go for gold, but we'll see if he chooses to do that later.
Yeah, and with the Overlord flying over that pylon, and he does bring the Lings back now. You got to clean up that pylon. There's also a pylon down at the other base, too, so we really just would need to clean up one of those to grab his third here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see which one he goes for. Oh, wow. Not the gold. Okay.
Yep, so we got Pneumatized Carapace coming down, too, a la Carter, so it's nice to see that Meneliki looking to get that scouting information here. He does only have one Overlord in place, so he's got a lot kind of riding on this one, but maybe he can bring another one over with speed.
Yeah, I'm proud of N3w00. Did you look at the Harvester count lately? It's getting pretty awesome. N3w00 starting to pull away. I know it's only a four difference so far, but that's pretty cool that he took our advice to heart and realized that if he's not under aggression, he needs to just keep macroing up. So it's really cool to see from N3w00.
Absolutely, yeah. He's perfectly fine too. He's got a Stalker and a Zealot, so if Zerg was to come in with the Lings they have now, he wouldn't find much damage, I don't think.
Yeah, this is a good play from Meneliki too, getting that scouting information in, so he's going to see this Robo facility for sure.
Yep.
I'd like to see these Lings come in though and poke around and just be a little bit of annoying or something. They're just kind of hanging out, but
yep.
He's still macroing up.
N3w00 with a really good wall. I like that. Instead of walling at the big kind of mouth there, he decides to wall off with 2 pylons and a gateway. And what's neat about this is that pylon that's closest to the Nexus, he's going to be able to photon overcharge and really keep his probes nice and safe. So had to donate less buildings to do that, but still gets a good amount of safety out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Both players just macroing up. Nothing really crazy yet in terms of production, so I'm interested to see where it goes. Meneliki, he's got the roach worn down, so
Yep, and it looks like N3w00 does have his RoboBay. He built an observer out of it, so he looks like he's going to be getting some scouting intel. We'll have to see if he drops any sort of immortal or something like that.
these lings just kind of on a path, making sure nothing comes across the map, I guess.
Just cruising, man. Checking the scene.
Pacing.
Yep. So that one Overlord finally going down, but still being extremely annoying, getting the scouting intel it needs. We'll have to see if Meneliki is able to respond appropriately to it.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of roaches coming in production behind this, so that's pretty much what he's chosen to do. He's got 2 Evo chambers coming in behind this. It'll be interesting to see if he techs up to get speed. This is definitely a long-ass map to send those slow roaches all the way across, so... Oh, N3w00 just drops his 3rd, though, so that's a good play by him.
Yep, absolutely. Looking to really secure his economic lead here. And I believe he's going to just kind of gear up. He's starting to really drop a number of gateways as well as a 2nd robotics facility. So I think with this 3rd going down, we'll have to see whether he wants to, drone up on that or if he wants to go for a big push off of it.
Yeah, for sure. And last night, my favorite game was by the lower ranked players, so I'm not going to discredit these guys at all. So we've seen some good games from these guys, definitely. It's pretty funny that I'm still laughing about last night. That was an epic game between those 2 low ranked guys.
Yeah, dude, game 2, that TVT, that was nuts.
I went back and watched the video like twice. That was an insane game. So who knows what this game is going to bring. But it looks like Meneliki is going to come across. I'm surprised with how much scouting he hasn't been really doing lately. I guess he lost that Overlord and just called it there. But he is going to see these units coming across the map. That was a good move for Meneliki.
Yep, actually, I don't know. I mean, it just happened to time out that those lings, I'm not sure that they saw him. So this Protoss force, I believe, well, maybe not now if he's backing up. But this Protoss force is moving in on the 3rd. He's got that observer overhead, so he kind of knew about that for a while now. He's looking to pressure it and knock it down.
Yep. Meether's getting some love in chat. I'm glad I was able to add him back into the bracket. Sorry for any confusion for our players. I know the bracket kind of got messed up there in the beginning. But we had one of our players, I think they forgot to check in. They were just in chat, so there was a little bit of confusion, and I apologize for that, but we got it sorted out. Meneliki's going to come in and push away these stalkers. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that down. They just might.
Yep, so he's committing to him. He's going to lose the army, but he does get the 3rd for his troubles. Is it worth it? Keeping Zerg off of the larva and the drones is definitely helpful, but that was an expensive army Protoss traded there. Looking at the units lost, it looks like Protoss lost a significant amount more than Zerg, but, with drone potential, it's hard to kind of weigh that out, I guess.
Yeah, Meneliki's not having that. He chooses to come across the map and me. Oh, he calls back. I think the correct decision would have been to come across, but he's just trying to get away these stalkers, so... Once he gets these down, he might push, but I'm pretty impressed with the way N3w00's been macroing behind this. He still has the worker lead, and it's starting to pull away. So, pretty impressive by him. He just needs to start building some troops, because I'd imagine Meneliki has something to say about this.
Yeah, so he's really kind of committing in, having these pylons at the 2nd and the 3rd. He also has a warp prism at the 3rd, keep in mind, so we may see some warpins over there. But having this initial pylon over here at the 3rd was really nice for him to bring in kind of that counterattack. However, he's getting cleaned up now, and he's still losing a ton of resources doing it. So it looks like Meneliki, with pretty good saturation on each one of his bases. His 3rd did go down, but as far as drones, he seems to be doing okay. Wow. Meanwhile, N3w00 takes his 4th, though, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, and our resident Protoss expert offering a little bit of help in chat. Please remember, guys, these are our lower ranked players. They were kind enough to enter in this chat. But yeah, I think they're playing excellent so far, but they're saying they believe it was worth it to take out that base. I'm going to go ahead and agree with Dutchy on this one.
Okay, cool.
So you were right, as per usual, Giggle.
That works for me, man. So it looks like Meneliki getting a good surround on those stalkers there. He's going to be able to clean up a lot of those. I'd like to see him turn in a handful of these into Ravagers, but we know how Meneliki likes his roaches. So.
Yeah, Meneliki doesn't really like Ravagers, and he's able to just get work done with roaches. He says he doesn't need to build Ravagers. Who cares about bioing that mothership core? He's going to just take out this base with nothing but a bunch of roaches. Goes ahead and drops his 4th behind this, too. N3w00 in a bad spot. He definitely had the bank for it. It's just the production that was lacking. He's floating on 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas. Maybe he should have just been a little bit more up on his macro, but definitely well played by him. He was able to at least hang in there for a little while.
Yep. I think a couple force fields here to keep Zerg out of that choke point would have really helped him. He had a good army that would be able to fight it, but he's just, it's a numbers game at this point, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like Meneliki heard us talking shit. I'm going to accuse him of having the stream up because he morphed a bunch of Ravagers and took out that mothership core with the bile. It's pretty funny. 15
That
drones
is
now.
funny.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him, hey, you can't listen to the stream, man. I'm going to put on a real delay. I'm on to you.
So Meneliki really showing kind of how Zerg works here, taking out the pylons. Going to shut down these gateways with the Artosis pylon there. Looks like Neo tapping out. GG Meneliki.
GG is called. Yep. So 1 up for our Zerg player. Well played by Nemo, though. He's able to hang in there with Max.